Hello and welcome to the video series Cisco UCCE 12.X Build Your Own Lab. In this video I'm going to be configuring the domain controllers that we'll be using in the lab. I'm first going to start on the administration PC. I'm first going to open up a browser. And I'm going to log into the VMware, which is 10.100 0.4. I'm going to log in with root, put the password in, and I'm going to click on the virtual machines. Now I'm going to show you something that's very useful with VMware, something called snapshots. What you can do with these is you can snapshot a machine, you can do something, and then if something goes wrong you can go back to that snapshot. So I've got these two machines turned off just now. I'm going to first go and click on the first one here. I'm going to right click, do snapshots, take snapshot. I'm then going to type in snapshot before domain controller and then click take snapshot. Okay, that has now completed. Top snapshot successfully created. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on both of these machines. So I'm going to power on, and then I'm going to power on. Now I'm going to go up to this first one and open the console. I'm going here, send Control-Alt-Delete. And put the password in. Now in order to make this machine a domain controller, you need to install a couple of Windows features. Click on local server. Now up at the top here I'm going to click on manage, add roles and features. This is going to be role based or feature based, so we'll leave the default. Click next. We're going to be doing this in Lab DC01, so click next. Now we click on Active Directory Domain Services. Click on Add Features. going to click on DNS server because this is also going to be a DNS server. Add features, and we'll click on DHCP server and click add features. Now we can do next. Now I usually also scroll down here and add telnet client, and this is useful sometimes to do some troubleshooting. So click next, and we'll click next, 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 and then we'll click restart if needed. Click yes, and then click install. I'm gonna unmaximize that for just now. I'm gonna go to lab DC02 and go to the console of that as well. I'm gonna do send control delete. Log in. Click on local server. Wait for a minute for these things to update. Then click manage, add roles and features. Oh, still waiting. Give it another minute. Okay, we'll try again. If this page pops up, just click skip page by default and click next. Role based, lab DC02, Active Directory domain services, DHCP, DNS, next. Scroll down, telnet client, next. Next, next, next. Click on the restart, yes, install. Now I'm going to pull up the other window. I'll go ahead and maximize that. Okay, configuration required, installation succeeded. So click close. Now you'll see this yellow triangle up here. We'll click on it. It says post deployment configuration needed. And we're going to go to the Active Directory and we'll do promote this server to domain controller. Now this is going to be a new domain. So I'm going to click on add a new forest. And for mine it's going to be myhomelabs.us. Click next. And then here we're going to put password in. Click next. Click next here. And we're going to leave that as the default. Click next. I'm going to leave these default and click next. So click next here. You don't actually have to worry about these few errors here. We're going to click install. Okay, click close. It's now going to go ahead and do its reboot. Now we want to wait until this server comes fully back up before we move on to doing the same with DCO2, because the options we pick are actually going to be slightly different. Okay, that's now back up. Now I'm going to maximize DCO2 and click on the yellow triangle and promote server to domain controller. So this time we're going to pick add a domain controller to an existing domain. So I'm going to click here. To provide the credentials. Next. I forgot we need to change the DNS entry here so that it can actually find the domain. So I need to go back here, do Open Network and Internet Settings. Change adapter options. Double click here. Go to Properties. TCP4. Properties. We're going to change this to 10.100, 10.11 and remove the secondary. Okay, we'll try that again. That's because the machine needs to actually talk to the domain controller, and with the internet DNS servers it can't find it, so we have to point to the DCO1 IP address. Now we'll put the password in here. Click next. We can leave that. Click next. We can leave that. Click next. Click next. And next. And install. So it's now copying all the domain information from the primary domain controller, which is DCO1. Close. Okay, that's now done, so I'm going to minimize that, and I'm going to go back to DC01. I'm now going to send Control-Alt-Delete, type in the password, and click local server. Now we're going to go to Tools and DNS, and we're going to do some minor DNS configurations. Click on Lab DC01, open that up. We're going to first add a reverse DNS zone. New zone, click Next. This is going to be a primary zone. To all DNS servers running on the domain controllers, yes. This is going to be a reverse lookup zone. Next, it's going to be IPv4, and the network ID is going to be 10.100. Next. Next. Finish. So go down here. You can see that there's a reverse zone created. Now we're going to go into the forward zone. Click myhomelabs.us. Now you can see it's already filled in a couple of pieces of information. And we're going to go ahead and add some DNS addresses. So we're going to right click. We're going to do new host. The name is going to be LabRTR01. And the IP address is 10.100.0.1. And we'll click Create Associated PTR Record. Okay, successfully created. Next we'll do Lab Switch 01. 10.100.0.2. Add. Okay. Lab VM 01. 10.100.0.4. Okay. Lab CUCM 01. 10.100.10.21. Lab AWHDS 01. 10.100.10.31. Lab CVP 01. 10.100.10.41. Lab VVB 01. 10.100.51. 10.51. Lab CUCCE 01 10.161.1. Lab Fin 01 10.171.1. No, 10.110.71. Lab CIMP 01 10.181.10.110.81. Lab PBX 01 10.150.11. And we'll put Lab PC 01 10.140.11. Lab PC 02 10.140.12. Okay, done. Now you'll see all the servers listed here and their assigned IP addresses. If we go into the reverse table and refresh, we can see all the IP addresses are mapped to the appropriate hosts. So we're done with the DNS for just now. Now let me go over to Lab DC 02 and Control Alt Delete, and my lab pass. Give that a minute. Click on Tools, DNS, click on Lab DC02, and if we open up reverse lookup, we'll see that 10.100 is already there and it's populated with all the information. That's because the primary domain controller and the secondary domain controller send updates between each other, so it keeps everything in sync. Okay, so I can go ahead and close those, and we'll come back and configure the DHCP server at a later date. So that's it for the initial configuration of the domain controllers. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe and like the video, and see you next time.